Hello, hello. We are going to begin to work on creating something similar to this. I have a website that I'm going to share with you that's going to teach you how to draw some of the anatomy of the wings, how to draw the anatomy of the body. And I'm going to show you this morning just kind of a quick tutorial on a simplified version of the wing. So let me jump over to the website. I'll share this link with you. It'll be in the Google Classroom. It's going to show you, if you are interested, how to draw each of these different types of butterflies. It's going to begin with a little instruction on how to draw the body. What's important to see here is the pink lines are lines that should be drawn very lightly so that you can go back and adjust. And then it's going to get into the butterfly wings. It's going to talk, you can choose to read this if you would like. You don't really need to, but because it's going to get really quickly into just visuals that demonstrate how to draw the wings. And again, so here, obviously these pink triangles are not what the wings should end up looking like, but that's the beginning. That's where you start. And then as you follow through, you will be erasing and adjusting as you go. So it's really important that you draw really, really lightly to build up these layers. So like I said, I'm going to show you a tutorial now based off of this instruction on a kind of a simplified way to draw a butterfly wing. It'll end up looking something like the upper right wing here. So let me jump over to my document camera. Let me make that full screen. What I would like for you to do is start with a regular size sheet of paper. About this size should be good. I'm going to ask that you fold it in half. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to create 4 spaces where we can draw our different wings. You're ultimately going to want to make it at least 4 wings. And when we create our sculptures, what's cool about this is there's wire inside, so you can actually like bend and shape the wings, and it kind of holds that shape. But when we make those structures, you're going to have to make 8 wing pieces. So you can barely see it, but I've got 4 quadrants. And like I said, I'm going to start to draw the basic wing shape. And I'm going to use the technique that they show in the website that I'm shared with you. So I'm going to start by drawing what is essentially a right triangle. And I'm drawing, I can see, you're probably having a hard time seeing that because it's drawn very, very lightly. I want to do that because I'm going to be erasing a fair amount of this. So I'm going to continue to draw lightly. Got my eraser here, I'll do that in a few minutes. So from corner to corner, I'm going to draw a very subtle curve. I'm going to do the same thing from each of the corners. So another subtle curve here. Just from corner to corner, trying to keep it kind of the same on both sides. And then from this corner to this corner, I'm going to draw another. So I've got a nice wing shape here, but the wing kind of comes out. There's a little bit of a curved point here. So I'm going to draw now from this corner, just kind of an angled curve that comes back down like that. And I see you can barely see that. So I'm going to make that darker because that's going to be a part of my final wing shape. So you can see it kind of just curves out and down. It's a little bit like a shark's fin, I guess. In fact, I'm going to darken up all of the outside lines that I've created that, if you recall, began from that right triangle. So now this is my final wing shape. And you can see, because I've drawn really lightly inside here, I'm going to be able to erase most of those. Those are called guidelines that we use to create the first shape of our wing. So I've got kind of my wing shape. If I was looking at and studying a butterfly, I might consider, obviously this wing is wider. So I want to think about, do I want to continue to adjust? I'd want to do that before I make the nice dark lines. Now, keep in mind, this is the simplified wing shape different from the website that I shared with you. So what I'm going to show you now is kind of going off script. I would encourage you, those of you that are, kind of technically able, to go back to the website. So I'm going to show you some. Notice I've turned my wing. We're going to go to some next steps to kind of make this wing close to complete. I'm going to draw a line that extends from this point out to kind of that tip of the furthest tip of the wing. You want to draw lightly. I'm going to keep it close to this top curve. Kind of extends out. I'm going to draw another one that kind of extends kind of across the bottom here. Again, it comes from this corner and just extends out. So you can see now I've got two lines. This next step for some is a little bit tricky, but I think it's pretty straightforward if you pay attention. I'm going to do what will be some curved lines, and I count 3 marks. So I'm going to go to 1, 2, 3, and then I connect to the other side. So you can see I started here and I connected there. Again, I've drawn this darker than I would recommend you drawing it. You want to draw really, really lightly so that you don't make any mistakes that you're unhappy with. I'm going to now extend from each of these 3 points that I've made, lines that come out to the edge, the outer edge of the wing. Again, I like to have the paper turned because I feel like I draw straighter lines from these points. I'm kind of splitting, so halfway in between, I'm kind of trying to draw that line. And I'll do the same over here. Just going to extend it. If it curves a little, that's great. So I've got kind of a basic wing here. I'm going to add a few more curves just because I think it makes it look a little more finished. So it's going to extend one here, a second one here. This is in that space on the top edge of the wing, and one further one here. And then I'm actually going to turn and I'm going to draw an additional line down here that kind of curves out. So this is a great start. If you are having a hard time following the website, then I would recommend that you begin with this. One thing that would be important to practice would be to draw the wing going the other direction. So starting again with that right triangle, creating those curves that come around. I'm drawing this much faster than I would normally. Extending that kind of shark fin curve out here. So you want to be able to have wings that go in both directions, because when you're making your sculpture, you're going to need to have both sides represented. So ideally you would practice those. The bottom wing is going to be a different tutorial, which I will share with you tomorrow. So that's kind of the beginning of the bottom wing. Thanks for watching.